How you doing?
Good.
AJ, obviously, Dylan Gabriel and this Oregon offense coming into this game, you guys knew how good they were. What allowed them to be as successful as they were tonight, especially the Gabriel and Tez Johnson connection?
I think the connection was just on tonight. They played better. They outplayed us today. And, we still got a lot of football to play, and just look forward to, fixing what went wrong today.
What was the message from either the coaches or the captains in the locker room after this game?
That it's a different generation of football. With the 12-team playoffs, we still had an opportunity that we've been working all season for. So, it's hard to flush a loss like this, especially on this stage, but we definitely had to flush this loss and look forward to what's to come in the future.
AJ, building on that, the prospect of playing at Beaver Stadium in the first round of a playoff, does that give you guys any kind of solace or any kind of
Well, at the moment, we haven't really thought about that, but, playing at Beaver is always just a great opportunity, just at home with the electric fan base. Depending on who we play, they might not be ready for the weather, so it's definitely a lot of pros of being home for the first round.
AJ, how much are the penalties magnified against a team with this many offensive weapons? You had multiple personal fouls.
It's tough because when you play the number one team in the country, it's such little error. It's such little margin for error, and those penalties definitely, hurt us in the end of the game.
Did anything not translate film-wise? Like when you knew what Oregon was going to do, but speed-wise, did they catch you guys off guard at all? When you know what I mean? When you see a team in person as opposed to on film, was there anything that was different in that regard, AJ?
I would say that it was the tempo. I feel like we need to do a better job at being urgent when they went tempo in the first quarter. They did run a new type of offense that we didn't see until they got into their base offense. So, yeah.
Did Coach Allen say anything at halftime?
We made adjustments. We went in there, talked about what was the problem, but they just outplayed us today, simply put.
Tez Johnson, 15 for Oregon, had a really big game. What do you say about his speed, his ability to make plays, and giving you guys fits offensively?
Yeah, he definitely gave us a fit today. He's a great player. His father, Patrick Nix, actually coached me in high school, so I had a connection with him. I didn't want to see him do that versus us today, but it just went that way. So just tip our hats off to him. He had a great day, him and quarterback.
What are the challenges when you mentioned earlier the tempo? I mean, they're just obviously a fast team to begin with, but when you mix tempo in there, how difficult was that to try and figure out?
It could, well, to put it in football terms, they came out in new personnel, which would be unbalanced. So as they were going tempo, it was just something that we didn't really see that much throughout the week. So it just wasn't an urgency to get set because we weren't used to that look, sadly.
What do you learn from this loss? You usually learn things from losses, but does it, do you guys learn that you can compete with everybody in the country? I mean, is that, in that regard, as long as you clean up your game, what do you kind of take away from that?
I feel like we just have to go back to the drawing board. I feel like we came up short against a really good Ohio State team and not a really good Oregon team. So I feel like we proved to the country that we definitely belong. We just have to finish these type of ball games at this point.
What do you think
Thanks,
the key is to finishing these kind of games, these close games against the top teams?
It's just a small error for margin. Like I said earlier, with the penalties that killed us, they didn't really have any penalties. They won the turnover battle, and I look forward to seeing what the explosive battle was. And if you lose the explosive and the turnover battle, that's the ball game right there.
What was the last 30 seconds like when we see the confetti and all that stuff? How tough is that for you guys to kind of work through?
I mean, it's sickening because we had all intentions to win and had the confetti falling on us, but like I said, we just understand that we're still not far from our main goal. For us to be in a ball game like that with the number one team in the country, I feel like we definitely have more to show and more to work on.
What is that main goal for you guys?
Just going 1-0 each week and trying to make it to our final goal, which should be the national championship. If
AJ,
that's
what's the
in the
difference
cards.
between proving that you belong and proving that you can finish? You mentioned that.
Finishing. Simply, I just feel like we have to finish. That's it.
What's your definition
of finishing?
Winning the ball game.
There's going to be a lot of talk in the next 12 hours about seeding in the playoff, and the 5th seed people think has the more favorable spot. Do you feel like you guys are deserving of that first spot, of the first team not getting a bye?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't look at any of the C's or the rankings.
Okay.
I kind of just go with the flow. The bye would have been nice, but we gotta go handle our business from this point on.
AJ, how do you use this as motivation going into the college football playoff now?
It's just a terrible taste in me with along the team's mouth, and we definitely just want to go out there and have another chance to show that we're better than that.
I feel like we hear a lot of talk about standard on